Hi everyone, Lazy Fire here. Welcome to the Hate the Player podcasts, episode 60-something, right?
So
Right,
yeah, I don't know.
Peanut Gallery is all here. Three Toes.
Yay.
Arnold. That's right. God damn it, make that weird noise. That's what we love to hear. Uh,
I wouldn't go that far.
well, whatever. You see Genesis yet? Terminator Genesis?
No, I actually haven't. I'm waiting on. Oh my
Netflix.
god! I can't believe I didn't see it in theaters. I just
Waiting
realized
on
I'm a
Netflix.
bad-
It's
I'm a
is
bad
already out
person.
of theaters.
No. It only came out like 3 weeks ago, but no one gives a
Oh.
fuck anymore.
That has not stopped several movies before it from getting out of theaters quickly.
Yeah.
That's true.
Well, it
You
was...
guys hear about the Fantastic Four movie?
It
That it's
looks
probably
like
gonna be bad.
shit.
That like, it's basically made a third of what the worst comic book movie before it made.
Oh my
on
god.
opening day. Yeah.
It made less than Ant-Man?
Yeah. It's made it made on Friday 11.2 million. It cost 120 million to make.
Ant-Man at least looks more entertaining than this fucking new Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
But who gives a fuck about Ant-Man?
I agree. I don't give a shit about
I'm pretty
Ant-Man.
fucking into like comics and shit.
But
Who gives a flying fuck? About Ant-Man?
but Ant-Man like still somehow has to tie in with the Infinity Wars.
Uh-huh.
Like I don't give a shit about seeing Ant-Man, but I at least want to see like the after whatever fucking extra footage at the end.
Yeah, my wife and I have gone to, I think, every one of the Marvel movies outside of Thor 2 that have come in theaters since about that time frame. And so, like, Guardians of the Galaxy was fantastic, all this other
Yeah.
stuff. And Ant-Man was like, oh, it's coming out, interesting. And then just continuing on with our lives as if it didn't matter.
But
So,
who did Fantastic Four? Fox?
Fox, yeah. And,
Yeah, their movies have sucked ass.
No. Was it Sony? No, it's Fox. Because there was that whole conversation with how the Marvel movies are owned, where like Sony owns Spider-Man and Fox owns the Fantastic Four, and Marvel was trying to make a deal with one of the companies to get the characters sent over to the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And they got that deal with Sony with Spider-Man, where they're going to co-produce the next Spider-Man movie and all that other stuff. And when they couldn't work something out for Fantastic Four, they canceled the Fantastic Four comic book.
Really?
yeah. They killed the comic book a little after it was. It was like there was this whole thing. So one of the agreements that Marvel made with these other studios was that, and I'm going to pull this up right now just to see. What's the new Fantastic Four movie?
It's just
Gives a
Fantastic Four.
2015 movie?
Yeah.
Wow, it's exactly 10 years to the day of the first Fantastic Four movie that was not
Oh,
the
really?
one made by Roger Corman. Yeah, Marvel Comics Superbook looks like Josh Trank, which is a huge name in the business, of course. Starring people like Tim Blake Nelson, who's definitely a man, who is a person. And yeah, let's see. 20th Century Fox, yeah. So the deal was that every 2 years, Sony and Fox have to put out a Spider-Man movie, or no, is it 5 years? Every 5 years,
Yeah, I think
they have
it's
to
fine.
put out one of these things to keep the franchise alive or keep their rights to the franchise. And so that's why they've rebooted Spider-Man after 3 movies.
Which honestly, I actually enjoyed The Amazing Spider-Man. I didn't see the second one, but I actually really did enjoy
Same.
that reboot.
Yeah,
I did too.
it wasn't bad, but it was just like
It wasn't Spider-Man 3 bad.
no,
No, yeah, it was better than Spider-Man 3. Not as good as Spider-Man 2.
just
I'd put it on par with Spider-Man 1.
Yeah.
But
Oh,
I
he's
think the reason Marvel really wants to get the rights to Fantastic Four from Fox is not so much for the Fantastic Four tie-in, but because Fox already did something with Silver Surfer. Like they really, really need Silver Surfer for the Infinity Wars. Like he plays a huge role with Thanos in the Marvel universe. Like they're probably bending over backwards trying to figure out a way to incorporate Silver Surfer and not get sued.
And just so the best way to do that is to absolutely kill the franchise that they're trying to build around it. But did you see like the reason why we really just did not bother going to this one? I didn't even know it was released, so good on them. Is you saw the? I hope you saw the fucking special effects. The thing walking around looked like fucking hot garbage. It was just like,
Yeah,
Really?
it didn't look great. No.
yeah, like every time he was moving in all the ads, it was just like we had an intern at Industrial Light and Magic who had to, prove that he could do this, and he did an okay job, not a great job, an okay one. That's all it looks like.
Yeah, the thing in the Fantastic Four movie that came out, what, 10? Yeah, you said 10 years ago.
Yeah,
Looks
which
so
was
much better than the
because
one
it
in
was-
the year of our Lord 2015.
because they didn't use CGI. That is the entire reason. Because it was just Michael Chiklis under a bunch of padding.
Oh, was
and
it? There
shit.
was no nothing generated about that.
No, it was they. The whole big deal was that they used a lot of CGI for the Human Torch, and that was like, oh, holy shit! Like,
Oh, you mean they didn't light a man on fire? Huh, what a pussy.
that was their original plan.
You mean Nicolas Cage and Ghost Rider didn't actually set his head on fire?
I'm Ghost Rider. Just- well, that's bad.
Look out,
Crazy eyes.
Satan! I'm coming after you,
Yeah.
and I'm bringing the United States Constitution with me.
Oh god. Oh my
Yep.
god. It was just so.
But no,
bad.
I mean, when Ant-Man eventually comes to HBO, I'll watch it.
Yeah,
I can't say the same about that Fantastic Four movie though.
you'd watch it out of just like, what the fuck?
Spite.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It did so poorly that you want to see what the fuck it happened. Apparently, the whole second half of the movie was reshot.
Oh, really?
Yikes.
Yeah, because the director wanted it to be something different, and Fox was like, "Oh no, we need to make this more generic and appealing." And yeah. Apparently, mixing like kind of edgy with generic doesn't really work.
I know a lot of people were flipping their shit because Johnny Storm is black.
Yeah.
Who gives a fuck?
Well,
Apparently, a lot of fucking neckbeards on the internet give a fuck.
yeah, they couldn't really imagine a world where there is a
And they're
black
like,
person. in a
well,
super-
how are he and Sue Storm brother and sister then?
They're fucking adopted. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah,
That's exactly the solution.
I don't know why it's so hard
the
to come
movie.
up with that solution.
I can't imagine any relation except for blood relation. My family's been inbreeding for 5 generations.
Yeah. What do you mean? What do you mean there are people who are not your relatives in the world?
Yeah.
How did I
Yeah.
find out about the internet?
I was raised in West Virginia, and yeah. So yeah.
I was in Wildin' Out. My
Fun side note. My mom's side of my family actually from West Virginia, and I have literally 1,300 living relatives on that side.
they're all in West Virginia, and
And
they're the entire
some of
state
them have gone
population.
on a date with each other and not known it, and hopefully they didn't bang, but they probably did.
How do you have 1,300 relatives on one side of your family?
Well, you see, my great grandmother enjoyed sex, and her mother enjoyed it too. So she was one of 13. My great grandmother had 13. My grandmother only had 2.
Oh my God, failure!
Yeah, I know.
hell?
I know the whole. Actually,
supposed
no.
to pump one out every 16 months.
Nope. She had a whole other family before my mom and aunt. So yeah, I think she maybe 6.
Only 6.
Yeah, I know.
Can't
Like
run a coal
family
mile
or-
with only 6 kids.
So, I went to a family reunion like a year ago, and like about a quarter of the family showed up, and yeah, it's like holy shit, that's a lot of fucking people.
That is.
Anyway.
Yeah. It's just. Oh my God. That 1,300.
I'm at least partially inbred, probably.
At least partially. You're basically the first season of True Detective family. Just moved slightly north.
Exactly.
Yeah. Actually, West Virginia borders Ohio, and we still consider it the South. I have a problem with that.
I don't consider West Virginia the South.
Really? Because it gets
West Virginia is
lumped
kind of
in.
weird northern the, it's weird.
I mean, it's fucking redneck as hell, but I don't really consider it the
Yeah.
South.
It's this weird like hodgepodge of kind of southern, kind of
Mountain folk.
like mountain folk. Yeah, you've got like Appalachia, you've got fucking like you got the Pittsburgh and fucking Ohio influence in there. You know, it's just weird. It's really weird.
I mean, don't get me wrong, it's garbage.
Yeah,
But
it's
it's
a
not
garbage
the South.
state.
Oh no, West Virginia is a terrible place. But they have pepperoni rolls, which are probably the best food I could think of.
What the hell is a pepperoni roll?
What
Let's
the
hear
fuck?
this.
What?
Yeah, I have no idea what
Yeah,
you're
let's
talking
hear
about.
this
What? Oh, you.
This is something you only come up with
fucking
when your
you fucking
grandparents or
worthless
you're
fuck.
also your parents.
It's literally just a plastic tube filled with pepperoni that you just eat one by one.
Oh. Don't even take it out of the sheath. Just eat it with that on.
You
Just
can get it at like gas stations up there and shit. And,
Oh,
my
gas station food. That might explain why I don't know what
Well,
the
no,
fuck
no,
it
I'm
is.
just- Shut the fuck up. No, it's a thing. It's basically a loaf of bread with pepperoni and cheese in it.
That's a
but
stuffed bread, Arnold.
Oh my god, you stupid
That
bitch!
is a
No, it's
stuffed
no,
bread.
no, it's not. No, it's fucking not.
The Italians have that. They've had this technology for
it's
years.
a fucking sandwich with pepperoni on it.
Yeah,
No,
it's just a
but
Subway.
But it's
I
more.
just went
It's
to a
like
Subway.
it's shelf stable. Like it's good. It's fucking good.
I don't doubt
like,
it's
where-
good.
where
I
it
fucking
came
love
from?
pepperoni.
Where it came from was West Virginia, big coal mining state, and they used to give it to the fucking miners because they could take it in there and it wouldn't go bad over the. Because it's not like you can just come out of the fucking mine and
Yeah, it's
you know?
cured meat.
Exactly.
There's
But it's really
prosciutto.
fucking good. They're
Prosciutto.
really-
I'm not
really
debating that it's good, but it's still just a
shut
fucking
the fuck
pepperoni
up.
sandwich.
No, it's not. No, it's not. It's more than that.
It's not just a sandwich; it's a way
I
of life.
married it.
That's right. It's a philosophy. It's a rugged. It says something about you. It's a rugged.
You become the
tough,
sandwich.
I like
tough
to hang out.
sandwich-like.
I like to hang
I'll
out
give you
miles
sandwich-like,
underground at night.
But it's not. It's a roll that has
you-
pepperoni in it.
When you
And cheese
stare into the
sometimes.
sandwich, the sandwich stares back.
Not for long, because
Well, if it's inbred, it might have more than a few eyes.
No.
Yeah. Anyways.
So, moving on.
Yeah, moving on. So we have not talked in a little while, because, I mean, let's face it, the podcast I put up 2 weeks ago, let's just fucking forward date this thing. That didn't get up till late because Three Toes didn't send me anything, and I
Oops.
didn't remember he didn't send me anything until I went to go edit the podcast. And then I waited 4 days before I said, "Oh, hey, you should probably send me your link." Yeah, because I'm smart. And then
It
we
wasn't
skipped
that
last
good
week.
anyway.
Yeah, no, it was pretty bad.
Well, I mean, yeah, you guys were in it, so.
Yeah,
This one's already better.
hot trash for garbage
How
people.
the fuck is it better? We've talked about the fucking shitty ass Fantastic Four movie, my partially inbred family, and pepperoni rolls, which to be fair are fucking awesome. So we can talk about.
Hey, let me tell you about Polybridge real quick.
What is Polybridge?
I'm not telling you about Polybridge again.
What is Polybridge?
The fucking game.
I
that-
knew where this was going.
yeah,
You remember this, Arnold?
when my little like
What?
15-minute speech on the game didn't make it to the posting because I forgot to hit record.
Yeah, remember that whole thing?
Oh,
I know that
no,
you
no, I
basically
don't,
lived
because
through
I'm
this
usually,
podcast.
Like blackout drunk doing this.
Yeah.
So.
So there's a game. You build a bridge.
Yeah, it's a little
Oh
physics-based
yeah, no, I
bridge
remember.
game.
I didn't remember because it was boring as shit.
Yeah, it's like Fantastic Four boring.
It's got better graphics though.
Yeah, the CG in Polybridge is so much better than Fantastic Four.
Oh God. Thank God we don't want to work in movies. We've made
Mm-hmm.
so many enemies today, including Tim Blake Nelson, obvious real person.
Obvious real person.
So besides Polybridge, have you played anything, Three Toes?
I've been playing more Isaac. I finally unlocked the Lost.
Ooh,
Had
yeah,
like 300 failed attempts at beating it
wow.
in a row.
Now, have you actually done
forgot.
anything with the Lost? Like,
No, I mean I've
besides die?
tried to beat it with the Lost, and yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Like
I
300.
thought because I was remembering you had mentioned last time we did this that you actually unlocked him and started playing with him. I was very
Yeah.
confused if you were telling me for the first time
No,
or Arnold
no,
for the first time.
still not beat the game with a loss.
I forgot, like, because Isaac is a pretty fucking frustrating game, and like it's got to be infinitely more frustrating if you're bad at it.
Well, not just that, but the fact that you can't take a hit with a lost, like at all.
Yeah, if you get hit, you die, basically.
Like
Oh,
nothing.
have
You
I not
cannot.
unlocked the Lost?
Probably not. You got to do all this shit in like a very specific order.
Oh, okay, yeah, no, I know what you're talking about now. Okay, yep,
Like, you
never mind.
can't pick up health. No HP increases. Basically, your best bet is to pick up 9 lives, like the dead cat.
Oh, yeah, okay, all right. So you beat it.
No, I unlocked it, but I did not. I have yet to beat the game with a loss.
Oh, okay.
And God, you have to fucking beat boss rush with a loss to unlock the D100. I was like, this shit isn't gonna happen. I'm just gonna find someone's save file that they've uploaded somewhere and just install it.
Yeah, that's probably the best way to go for that one. Because Jesus Christ, it's such a ridiculous.
It's very masochistic. Like, yeah, it's painful.
A sequel is scheduled to be released in June 9th, 2017 in 3D. This is a Fantastic Four movie, I'm sorry.
Oh, God.
Reading that, it's just like, alright guys, this thing's going to be a huge success based on nothing. Let's go.
Yeah, like, what the fuck are they gonna do? Reboot it with Silver Surfer? Like, I mean, that's the thing. Like, I never really liked Fantastic Four to begin with. Like, I have maybe like 2 Fantastic Four comic books, and both of them involve Silver Surfer, and that was the only reason I bought them.
Right. Score of 27 out of 100 based on 37 critics.
Better than the 15 out of 100 it had when I looked. Went up a little bit, but have you guys seen the trailer for the new Deadpool movie?
Yes.
Yeah.
Looks pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm super excited because Colossus is probably one of my favorite superheroes. So
Really?
yeah,
I was not like I never disliked him or anything, but I was never really that big on Colossus.
I know he's always been a minor character, but he was just always really fucking cool. He's like this fucking like 8 foot tall Soviet throw, Russia, you know, like I don't know. I just liked it.
Yeah, I was a little pissed off at the fact that what was it? X-Men 2 and 3, like they kind of didn't really do much with him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like they could have done a lot more with him.
His ability's
But it was...
fucking cool. He's like,
oh yeah,
it's a super clever metaphor because he's Russian and he turns into steel. It's not the Iron Curtain, it's the Steel Curtain.
No.
Metaphor. But no, Magneto's death my favorite ever. But Colossus, I really like him. So.
Anyways,
Anyway,
sorry about that. Back to Isaac.
comic chat.
Comic chat. Yeah. So with Isaac, it's just with the Lost runs. I feel like that's something even somebody who plays Isaac all the time is just going to have a massive problem with because there are absolute bullshit rooms in that game.
Oh, even
You can't avoid damage if you want to.
You know, Northern Line, who has over 600 episodes of Binding of Isaac on his YouTube channel, as far as I know, at least in terms of recordings, has only beaten the Lost once.
Jesus
of all the times that he's like randomed the Lost when he does random runs, like he's beaten them once.
So what do you?
You just
What
you just
do you
have to
get
get
if
insanely lucky with your item pickups.
What do you get if you win with the Lost?
You have to beat the Lost to unlock Godhead. The D100, like I said, if you beat Boss Rush with him.
The D100?
Yeah.
What does that change? I know the D20 or D6 rerolls items.
D100 rerolls absolutely everything. Like everything
like
you
everything
picked up,
in
you reroll. It's like the D4 to the D6 and everything combined into one. Yeah, it basically completely changes your run into something else. And it could be shitty, it could be good. It's got a 6-room charge, so if if you re-roll into something shitty, you just beat 6 rooms and try it again and see what happens.
That's pretty fucking awesome.
Yeah, I mean it's definitely
I
like an
might put
item
that
I want to
somewhere.
play with, but fuck all if it means like having to beat the loss, like not just beat the loss, but do fucking boss rush with him.
Oh,
Yeah,
you have to beat boss rush with
Yeah,
them?
you have to beat boss rush with the loss to
Oh,
unlock
dude.
the D100.
Oh, dude, no. Mm-mm.
Mm.
Oh, that's not. I mean, I
So,
get hit a
yeah.
lot during boss
Save,
rush.
save file. Well, and see, that's the thing. Like, you can pick up stuff like I've even died on loss runs where I pick up like Holy Mantle, which makes it to where you can take like one hit in a room before you die. Like, it gives you one free dealing of damage per room.
Yeah.
So all your curse rooms are free. You don't take any damage going in or coming out of those, and you can fly as a loss anyway. Even with shit like that, I still end up losing. Just to complete bullshit rooms, like you've mentioned a few times before, like that room with the little green guys that throw the explosive bullets.
Yeah.
As soon as you walk in, they launch like 5 or 6 of them, and you have no idea where they're going to go. And yeah, you just die immediately.
Yep. I've seen videos where rooms you'll just open the room and immediately you were hit. Like there's
yeah.
nothing you could do. There's
Yeah.
like unless you had the best reactions in the world and knew that room was coming up.
Yep.
You know, I bet you could fucking cheat engine that game.
Oh, I bet.
Well, I mean, the shitty thing is that like even if you do find a seed for a run that has like everything you need to beat it, like seeded runs don't count for achievements. Like you don't get unlocked shit if you use a seed. So yeah, just go find someone's save file.
Yep. That's it. That's all you need to do. Or you can get the perfect seed that just gives you no challenging rooms somehow.
Well, I still fuck it up. I swear to God, I've lost so many Like I said, it was over 300 attempts that I made at trying to beat the loss. Like I had brimstone in the first floor, still managed to fuck that up. Like just everything imaginable, just to bullshit. Getting too, or like some of the hitboxes are really weird on some of the enemies in that game, to where you think you're far enough to where you're not going to get hit, and you still take damage.
Oh yeah.
It's a weird game, but it's still one that I find myself going back to once in a while.
Oh yeah, don't get me wrong, I still love playing it, but I'm not playing the Lost anymore.
Speaking in the same vein as Binding of Isaac, I finally beat Nuclear Throne after playing it for 50 hours.
Holy shit! You beat Nuclear Throne.
Like, yeah, I got through. I got through, and I was doing a loop.
Oh man, I don't even know
man.
what that means because I haven't put that many hours into it. I usually can't get past like the first change in scenery. Like I get through sewers, and that's about as far as I get usually.
That game is whew. Yeah, it's tough, but I mean, the only way I've ever, well, I mean, not the only way, but the easiest way that I've gotten like really far ahead is steroid with you can get different guns, and you can get double flame shotguns.
Oh Jesus!
Yeah, and you can have 2 of them. So what basically happens is I get like stuff. Like there's a perk you can get that when you fire one gun, you have a chance to get ammo in the other.
Yeah.
So if you have 2 shotguns, you're going to keep getting shot. So basically, increased item chance drop, all that. You just mash left and right mouse button while moving around, and you kill everything.
Yeah.
Like, and on the loop runs, all the enemies from every level are on every level.
Jesus.
Yeah, it gets nuts. I wish there was a way to start on the first loop, because it is a totally different game, and it's really hard, and it's really fun. Like, I made it through to the 3rd level on the first loop. And apparently, according to the wiki, there are, like, special guns that spawn on loop runs and stuff like that.
Oh.
I didn't want to spoil it for me, but, yeah. I really like Nuclear Throne.
It is a good game. I really enjoy it.
Yeah.
Like
And the art style, and they're still updating it.
Oh yeah, it's every week.
Mm-hmm. So,
I really love that.
I think it's a good example of an indie game done right.
And it's an early access game too. So it's not just an indie game; it's early
Oh no shit.
access and all this other shit. Like everything that you've ever heard as like basically run away as fast as you can. Do not give your money to these people. It's like they've just gone and said, "Nah, fuck that. We're gonna make this thing early access. We're gonna give everyone who has a copy a free copy to give to a friend, which is how you got your
Oh
copy."
wow.
And like they've just done so much right with how they're doing that and their approach to the game, where they're doing every Thursday they release an update and they have blogs and everything like that, trying to keep people, up to date on this thing that they've invested time and effort and money into, and it's really nice. You don't get that with a lot of studios.
Like honestly, the effort that they put into Nuclear Throne makes me like whatever they announce next really makes me excited for that because I think whatever they make will be good.
They've made a game before. Trying to remember what his name
Yeah,
is.
I looked on their site. I can't remember. Yeah,
Gun
I can't
Gods. Gun Gods. That is what it is called.
Hey, is Fallout 4 out yet?
Nah, not until November.
Oh, okay.
Oh wait, it's coming out that early? That soon?
Yeah. They
That's a
said-
full-
Yeah, because
that's a
fucking
full- that's a
everyone and their
full-price game
mother
for me.
is doing a Let's Play of Fallout 3 in New Vegas right now
Oh,
on
yeah.
YouTube
Mm.
to ramp up
Like
for it.
I'm telling you, man. Fallout 3, yeah, it was but I played Fallout 1, Fallout 2, all that, yeah, and I fucking loved them. So 3, the first time I saw the power armor, I'm like, wait, that's not what the fucking power armor looks like. What the fuck? And then after that, after I realized, oh, this is different armor. Okay, I get it.
Yeah, it takes place years after the
Right. But I was still upset. But after I got over that, I'm like, okay, no, this is cool. There's Fallouty stuff. And then New Vegas came out, and I'm like, holy shit! Like if they would have just got the shooting mechanics a little better, like that game would have been perfect. And it's still really good. That's a nitpick because there are mods that you can get that actually kind of give it quality of life improvements, like sprinting and stuff like that. But it's really good. It's really good, and I hope they make it as moddable as all the other ones been. Because that any Fallout game is a day one purchase for me.
Yeah,
I can't say that about many games, but Fallout is one of those.
Yeah, I just like.
Is it still Gamebryo?
No, they changed it. I mean, they were going to use the same engine as they used in Skyrim, I believe.
Okay, well, I can live with that. Skyrim was, but okay.
Holy shit, Reddit lost its mind.
Surprise.
Well, yeah, but what is it this time?
So the other day, people from the Black Lives Matter movement basically muscled their way. Well,
Bernie Sanders, yeah.
The Bernie Sanders thing. And so
Wait,
they
what?
basically, two people from the Black Lives Matter movement in Seattle. And as a note, Black Lives Matter as a movement is basically like a social media thing. There is not like a centralized group of any
Right,
nature,
yeah.
as far as I know. They basically got on stage at a Bernie Sanders rally and like did a 15-minute speech and then had a 4-minute 20 or 4.5-minute moment of silence for Michael Brown. And then when Bernie Sanders tried to like start his rally again, which was obstinately why people were there, they basically took over again and didn't let him go. And so he just basically went through the crowd, said hi to people, took photos, all this other stuff while they were kind of speaking, and then did another rally later on in the night.
So I mean, why? But of all the politicians to do that to, why would you do that to the most socially conscious politician running for president?
Lacks security. I would say that Bernie. Have you read like what Bernie Sanders' campaign is like? When he goes to a campaign event, it's seriously him in like a rented car and 2 interns, whereas Hillary Clinton has like a bus that travels around the country and all this other shit.
Holy shit!
He doesn't have like really a speechwriter. He just hired a press secretary.
Holy shit!
Yeah.
I fucking love Bernie Sanders.
Yeah, we were just in Vermont last week, and every time like we were in Burlington, which he was the mayor of. This is going to sound really like incredibly white, but every time something like nice was seen, it's like, oh, public transport that's efficient and cheap. or we'd go. My wife and I'd go, "Thanks, Bernie," and just like continue on our day. And there's a farmers market in Burlington on Saturdays, and you go there, and there was a guy who had all these hand painted like Bernie Sanders paintings that were Berniers, not billionaires, or something like that, and stuff like shit like that. And we're like, "Thanks, Bernie," and just kept on our day. It's like, holy shit. And then homeless people, a lot of homeless people at that farmer's market.
Edging back into like political chat. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. He's the only like him and Rand Paul. I feel like are the only people who actually believe the shit they say.
And Rand Paul's straight on bonkers, so.
Well, you know what? But at least he's fucking principled.
Yeah.
Like dude's got principles, just like his dad. Little crazy. I don't agree with a lot of what he says, but he's the type of person that we want to not have in office, but as politicians, because they're at least they're fucking honest. You know, it's not. Oh yeah, I'm doing this. It's not. Somebody I saw a fucking stupid Facebook post, and it was basically a picture of a politician. Like, you know how NASCAR has all the sponsorships on their uniforms?
Mm-hmm.
Well, if you wherever they get money from, they should have like a patch, like a NASCAR thing.
Yeah.
And I think that those guys would be fairly clean.
Yeah.
So yeah. Anyway, that was a little bit of derail. Sorry.
So yeah, it turns out the reason why I'm mentioning this is it turns out that Reddit has caught on to this, and so if you go to the all page of Reddit, the first two things are whatever, like, funny and a GIF picture, and then 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 10, 12, 14, 18, and 23 all deal with the same person that was one of the interrupters at the speech, who is drinking a glass of water in the picture, and it says sipping on white tears. The reason this is notable is because all of those numbers I just linked you to, or just said were there, are all to our punchable faces.
What?
There's a subreddit about people that you want to punch in the face. And so right now they're in, let's see, number 18, this racist protester, punchable faces. Number 10, this racist bitch. Let's see. But this face is very kickable is number 4. Yeah, so basically, and then they found the other person who was on stage, and she's got a couple too. So yeah, Reddit.
Good job, Reddit.
Reddit's just, instead of being reasonable and measured about something like this, it is the second time this has happened, specifically to Democratic candidates. There's a forum where Martin O'Malley and Bernie Sanders were talking a few weeks ago, where like the Black Lives Matter movement came into the room and took the stage. I'm making this sound way more militant than it needs to, but like
why wouldn't they do that to, like, that's like preaching to the fucking choir.
Right, and I think that's one of those things that it's, Bernie Sanders is like straight on said that like he doesn't really have a huge social justice platform within his, like, in his campaign anywhere, and people like to target him because he has a very white state, like incredibly white. But it's still like it's like a shitty thing to do, because of all the people that are actually in this race, the only person who's really going to care is probably Bernie Sanders. And he's not going to win. Let's all face that fact right now. It's going to be Clinton Bush. In a year from now, we're going to be talking about that race. But
yeah,
like, there's no way it's not, unless Donald Trump somehow fucking wins it. It's
Jesus
going to
Christ.
be great, because there's no one else who's going to come across as sane enough to elect on that side of the aisle. Even though Jeb Bush, in your lovely state, Arnold, did try to get that Scarlet Letter legislation.
No.
You know what that was?
Yeah, yeah, I remember.
That was Jeb Bush. We're going to get into political chat. Fuck it. Jeb Bush tried to get this legislation, or was supportive of this legislation that was going to go in Florida. It was basically an anti-abortion thing, but the idea was that if a woman was seeking an abortion but couldn't name the father with definitive, clarity, didn't know exactly who the father was, she had to print in the local newspaper that she was seeking an abortion and list the most recent people who could be the father in case they wanted to claim parental rights.
Holy shit.
Yeah. Like, yeah. That is a man you guys elected twice.
That's because no, don't get me fucking started. Don't get me started on that shit. I've talked about on the podcast a couple times. I think I work in pharmacy. I sell drugs. That's what I do. And the only I mean, you see all sorts of shit. You see stuff for palliative care for old people. You know, they're at the end. It's time for them to go, and they're getting just a bunch of pain meds just to kind of ease them out.
Is he going robot for you? 3 times?
Yeah, I'm not. Arnold, you're breaking up real bad, and you're getting the robot voice.
Oh, god damn it. What about now?
That's better.
All right.
Yeah, that's good.
Sorry. So, sorry about that. So yeah, you see people getting palliative care, and they're just getting pain meds. Basically, just hey, they're at the end of the run, just making them comfortable. They're ready to go. I mean, you see shit like that. You see all sorts of kind of depressing shit. But one of the only things that still, I mean, I've done it for 5 years. One of the only things that actually still kind of hits me pretty hard is when I get prescriptions for basically after abortion care. And it's not like it comes in, and it's not like it's a special piece of paper. It's like, oh, this is an abortion script. It's just a specific combination of medicines that are only usually prescribed. Well, there's one that's usually only prescribed for post-abortion care. And and you look at the girl or their mother or whoever, and whoever the fuck thinks that people get abortions for fucking fun or shit like that, they're fucking crazy. Because I've seen a lot of them, and they're never. It's not a happy thing. It's probably the worst thing I can think of, and it is soul crushing. And to make that process even fucking harder and more traumatic is just completely deplorable. And it's just one of the things that I am so strongly just. I just don't do the pro-life thing because that's a total misnomer. You're pro-birth, and you don't give a fuck about the kid after he's born. That's it. But it hurts your delicate sensibilities, and I fucking
you're going
hate
all
it.
robot again.
Anyway,
what is going on? Is Jeb Bush actually limiting your internet access so you can't talk about this?
We've triggered the wrath of Jeb.
He's got more money. Well, his PAC has more money than God, and technically he's not allowed, and his campaign is not allowed to coordinate with the PAC. But they're actually talking about how they think the PAC can help them and do get out the vote campaign stuff somehow without them coordinating, because that is definitely a thing that doesn't happen. PACs and campaigns coordinating at all, ever. That never happens.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Politics.
It's just but the whole thing with this campaign is just that if you watch the Fox News debate, it is the craziest group of people that you can imagine. Ben Carson, who is, a celebrated neurosurgeon, is an insane person who believes that we should go back to, or he believes that you should technically tithe to the government, and so you're only giving 10% of your income to the government, as instead of having a tax. He's a flat taxer, but he's using the Bible as a reason for that to be a thing. It's
so he's saying the government is God?
Yeah.
Hmm.
God, don't even get me started on
Hey,
fucking flat tax.
hey,
Yeah,
what was that? What was that bit in the
it's an
Bible? You
impressive
know, the
beginning.
bit about render under Caesar. What is Caesar's, and render under God. What is God's? I'm pretty sure that makes up for a pretty clear distinction between tithing to your church and tithing to the government.
Yeah, there's a whole school. There's a whole series of theories on what that actually is talking about, and I think that was more talking about the difference between secularism and your religious life instead of just money. Even though Jesus used a coin in that parable, but that probably never happened because it was in the Bible, which has been shown to be inaccurate in many areas, and quotes are very bad in it. Anyways, wow, I'm just alienating anyone who is basically conservative and a Christian today. It's just like every family reunion I go to. Um,
Yay!
so I actually have not played a lot of video games that I have not talked about on this podcast in the last week. Arnold, you were playing more Arma.
Yep, yep. Arma and Nuclear Throne. I mean, it's the same as it's always been. Um, I did unlock the player zombie class for Breaking Point, and it's a good way to make people really angry.
Nice.
And it's a great way to stay in shape.
You spawn next to a random player or like a populated area, and you can hear their heartbeats. So if they're hiding, it doesn't matter. You can run up and hit them a few times. Sometimes you get shot. Sometimes you kill them. It takes like 8 hits, so it's not easy to kill a player, but you can definitely do it because the Arma's a really fucking janky engine. And the thing is, you get killed down, whatever, no big deal. You just spawn back in. Sometimes you spawn next to the guy that you were just fighting, and then you can finish it off. Or you'll spawn next to another group of people. I mean, it's fun, and it's a good way you can really make people angry. And then you can talk. You can't talk in the local chat while you're a zombie. But
Nice.
once you're dead,
Does it just come out as
you
all
can,
groans and shit?
no, it kicks you if you say like more than like 3 words or something. It doesn't count the words or anything. I mean, it just says, "Hey, don't fucking talk. You're a fucking zombie." So, but once you're dead, you can taunt whoever. Oh, the best thing is, like normally when you kill somebody, their body goes to the ground. It can be looted. People can take the shit off it. Well, zombies can eat the bodies, and when I say eat them, make them disappear instantly. So
Oh,
all
Jesus.
that hard loot that you spent hours and hours looking for, well, guess what? I just fucking ate it. So I ran up to a guy who had one of the rarest rifles in the game. He wasn't paying attention. I beat the shit out of him. Ate his loot. I got killed by his buddy, and then I proceeded to say, that tastes good. Oh yeah." Like basically, because you have 40 seconds when you're dead that you have to wait to respawn, and you can taunt people while you're doing that.
Yeah.
And yeah, like I hope that wasn't hard to get. Yeah.
Oh
so
my god, that is
it's fun.
pretty great.
yeah, and you can, and then it's good. It's good as long as it's not happening to you. If it's happening to you, get the fuck away. Just get like you can really only 20% of the server can be player zombies. But the thing is, if 20% of a server was actually player zombies, it would be miserable.
Yeah.
Because there's no consequence to me dying as a zombie. It's like I don't give a shit, whatever. Whereas you, hey, all that loot you just spent however long looking for, gone. We're going back to the Stone Age, motherfucker. So, yep, it's fun.
Yeah.
Like I said, make people angry, which is one of my favorite things to do in video games.
Yeah. Easy enough. I was actually doing a little bit of that the other day because I kicked Battlefield 4 back on after I actually upgraded to Windows 10 and then subsequently turned off all of the shit that sends my data back to Microsoft, which took about 20 minutes to do. Because they have a lot of shit sending data back to Microsoft. And anyways, Battlefield 4, I've gotten into the habit of just shooting helicopters down with tanks. You remember the time we made people very angry about that with jets, Arnold?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they get
Oh yeah.
when they are helicopter spurgs, they get even more angry, and because there's a way with a helicopter where you can hover or at least never go dip below a certain angle where the tank can actually even fight you. So it can very, if you don't have a gunner, it can very safely just attack you, attack you, attack you, and you'll never be able to do anything. My solution to this is to shoot people at a really good distance because fuck them. Or
Right.
if they don't correct their course enough that they'll give me an opportunity, just pop them with a sabot round. They usually go right to the dirt, explode, die. It's great. And then when they kill you 10 seconds later because it's a fast vehicle respawn server and they know exactly where you are and they're just going to hit you with the tactics they usually use. Um, when they get you, they like act like it's the greatest act of humans ever
It's
achieved.
like it's
It's like
like you understand that attack choppers are the hard counter to tanks.
yeah, I've split the atom of Battlefield 4 is basically what they want to say in chat. It's like ha ha ha, cocksucker, I kicked your ass. It's like congratulations, you got me this time. Very impressed for your ability to like. I got one guy who was just hovering at a distance and using that old Battlefield tactic where you'd hover like outside the range of stingers and just shoot. That's what they were doing because the helicopter had tow missiles or TVs or whatever, and was just using those instead of like fighting. So I popped them out of the air. Fuck them, and they were not happy about that little ruination of their events. And then I started jihading people because fuck him. That's always
that's a standby. That's a good standby.
it's a solid standby. Like if you're in the mood to make people really angry at you, get on a large vehicle fast respawn map and just start fucking their tanks over.
Mm.
But what happened was right after that, CQC and a few other people and I started playing some games together, and we ended up winning like these two matches on Firestorm and Caspian simply by holding 1 point. Like all we did was hold 1 point.
Wait, what?
And yeah, well, no, okay, I should explain this. We as a squad would hold on to E or A, depending on which one of the maps we're talking about here, and they would send everything they had. Their tanks, their planes, their helicopters, everything would be concentrating on us. And because CQC is, I don't know, he's merged with the SRA in that game, I would just like throw down an ammo box and get in my tank and whatever, and basically just keep everything coming at a decent pace. And him and like four other people would just be using all of the rocket launchers to keep everyone off their backs. And so, because the enemy team started just focusing on dislodging our one squad, the rest of our team was able to take the other points and beat the other team. It was actually really entertaining to watch.
You know
'Cause there
something
was-
that. Oh, good.
No, there was a time in the match where we just could not get out of our spawn, and then CQC did an end run around and got us into A, and that was it. That was all it took.
You know something I always thought would be overpowered. The starting launcher, the law, the one that tracks,
Yeah.
that by itself really shitty. It only does like 20 damage, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's say you have a support and the rest engineers. Well, if you have four people firing that no drop rocket that tracks when it gets into whatever the bubble is, you've got dead armor. You know?
Yeah, and that's been something that's been happening a lot lately to me, is that I'll wander into an area and the next thing I know I've got a bunch of lock signals and it's just, what the hell is this? It's people firing laws at me from a distance.
Yeah.
And like, yeah, it's amazing. People have returned to that thing so hard recently because of how hard the SRA got nerfed. That it is now like a lot of people, even like level 100 engineers, they're going out and they're throwing laws down.
It's good. I remember back when the game first came out. I held down a spawn basically on my own, It was that Lancang Dam, I think.
Yeah.
And I would just like that long road, just pop. The reloads really fucking fast. I mean, yeah, you can ruin somebody's day. I mean, if you had a squad really actually working together, be like, okay, and that's the one thing that I think holds back the Battlefield goons is that well, I mean, oh, you play the game to have fun, bunch of fucking losers.
Yeah.
But if you remember the 360 goons, we didn't play to have fun. We played to fucking grind people into paste, which is weird.
Yeah, we played to empty out servers.
Exactly. Because the consoles, it's supposed to be more chill. No, it was straight fucking spurgy. So I mean, if they ever got it into their heads that they wanted to work together and win matches, it would be disgusting. Because nothing beats teamwork in that game. That's one of the things that you can say for sure. Like, do you remember when the jab flam glitch, where you had the Mav that could lock onto things?
Yeah,
oh my
that
god,
was great.
We had like
Those
8 people running javelins.
Yep.
Oh. Yeah.
Yeah, that was just such a fucking. Oh man, it was just such a
magical
fucking
time.
mess. When Dice breaks things, they break things good. We were actually having a conversation about the mass glitch. Because
don't you can't even
the guys
say
who
that
played,
again. I'll get an erection, just pass out.
The guys who played Battlefield 3 on PC, they didn't know that the consoles had that glitch, nor did they know that it had it for as long as they did. Because I think we had it like an update past what PC had. So for us, it lasted almost like 6 months or something like that. It was crazy. People were using ACOGs on their fucking rifles with
No,
darts.
I did. Oh,
Still
God,
getting kills at a mile away.
Like
no drop.
I got tired of doing it. I got fucking tired of doing it because I think I averaged like 5 kills a minute with it. I ended up with like 3,000 kills in 10 hours.
Yeah.
It was really dumb, and it was awesome. And people got angry.
Yeah.
Memories.
Those were the days.
Yeah. Those are long gone days, but we'll see how Battlefront turns out. I was actually almost tempted to buy it because Green Man Gaming had a sale. It was like 23% off any game you wanted, including Battlefront and Fallout and all this other shit. And I'm like, ooh, kind of want to buy Battlefront or maybe Fallout.
Yeah,
and then I realized
day one purchases for me.
I realized something when I was looking at that option. Of the games that I own that have been released in 2015, I have played exactly 2 of them. One of them is the Wolfenstein expansion. The other one is a game called No Hero, which I have almost beaten, but then when my computer needed to get reset, I kind of put down and have not picked back up. I still own The Witcher 3, and I haven't even downloaded it yet.
Holy shit, dude. I heard that game's fantastic and really long.
I know, and that's what concerns me because I've been playing Shadows of Mordor for the internet.
How have you been playing it? Oh, have you been playing it that long? I mean, it was a good game, but like after like 15, 20 hours, I was good.
I have 25 hours in it for the LP because I was doing a lot of stuff for the thread that they were like specifically. I was asking people to give me ideas. And so that kind of ran things longer, such as this podcast is running longer. But I launched that thread in March 22nd. That's how long I've been running that thread. And yeah, we should consider wrapping up here because we've actually gone longer
never
than
wrap
I
it.
intended
That's how I get
due to
interesting and
politics
exotic diseases.
So, Arnold, you and I apparently we have to do at least one video for Shadow of Mordor to finish up that series, though.
Yeah.
I
I'll
figure that'd
help
be
you
fun.
drown that baby.
Yeah, that's good. I'm glad somebody will because someone was like volunteering in the thread, and then I can't message them because they don't have PMs or anything like that. So I have no idea how to get in contact with them. Anyways,
You
we
tired,
should.
Cupcake? Need to take a
I'm
nap?
tired. I had Racism Parade today. Racism Parade is the parade that runs past my parents' house in my hometown, where we celebrate victory over Japan.
Hmm.
And there is definitely a guy who lives up the street from my parents who had a truck that did not have a coherent theme. It had a giant cross on the top of it. It had a POW MIA thing on the hood. Then it had a copy of the Constitution hanging from one of the rear view mirrors on the outside of the thing. Then it
He's a
had
big Obama fan.
a picture of three apparent veterans. Didn't really explain what or why they were there. One of them was a picture of the veteran drinking a beer and smoking a cigarette, which is always the classiest picture you can pick up. And then there's another one where it was just like this guy's handwritten rant that was in giant block letters, and he misspelled a lot of words and had bad grammar. So he used ARE instead of OUR in one area, and it was like,
God.
there's no vetting for this parade. You can get in with whatever. This is fantastic. So I'm tired because I was at that all afternoon, and yeah, so that's why I yawned. But yeah, let's wrap this up.
Roll. Born ready?
No,
Go
I
fuck
think
yourself.
go fuck yourself is our new thing.
Oh,
So go fuck yourself, Arnold.
roll Tide.
Go fuck yourself.
Go fuck yourself.